What is going on, everybody? We're gonna do things a little bit differently this session. We're gonna have you guys submit the questions, and then I'll get him to ask them. So you guys are gonna submit pretty much all the questions that we're gonna ask today, and the giveaway is gonna be whomever one of the people that submit questions. So submit your questions in the general chat. Let everybody know that we're on here. We're gonna get started in about a minute. All right, so if you are one of the funded people, I see Gene, you're on here. If you do want to come on and talk, just go ahead and request to speak. Pretty much how this works, guys, is every single time we do an AMA, we just invite all the people that recently got payouts with TFT. And then if they choose to hop on, then we'll send them some free stuff for hopping on. And they're just going to go ahead and share their story. We do a little Q&A with you guys. So I'm going to wait and see who else joins up and we'll get somebody on. And I'll say this, Gene, too, make sure you fill out, let me see if I can hear, make sure you fill out the form as well so we can send you the stuff.
What's good?
What's going on? How we doing? So guys, while we're getting set up, post in general what questions you guys have for him, for anybody that's going to talk today. How many challenges? So yeah, Gene, can you hear me? And in the meantime, guys, if you have any questions for anyone that's gonna come on, go to general, post in there. That's how we're gonna pick the giveaway at the end. I think Gene's having some issues with the mic right now, which is what it is. If you guys have questions too for me, feel free to post in the chat. I know some people are asking about trading views, some other things, some stats that were coming out this month, stuff like that. So if you guys have questions for me as well, feel free to post in the chat and I'll address them. All right, so we've got one person on here. We're gonna see if this person wants to come on.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm fine. Tell me.
Yeah. How's everything?
So my question is, when will you be introduce small account size like 5K, 10K dollar accounts?
Yeah, so we get a lot of people to ask us about when we're bringing those accounts on, and when it comes down to it, the amount of support that's needed for really any account size, is a lot. So the way we look at it is, does it make sense for us to offer these small account sizes, which tend to have a lot of problems? A lot of people complaining, when they're paying not that much for the service, and ultimately, does it make sense for us to service that product, which really isn't a lot of money, to us and to them? So we're not really planning to do 10K, 5K, those account sizes. We did the 25K for the standard, and that's just the lowest one that we currently have. But yeah, I don't think we're planning on doing anything below that.
So you means you not introduce 5K, 10K accounts, right?
No.
Yeah, you have to stick to about 25K.
Yep.
And second question is, my question is account we pass phase one, then we got phase two details in 36 approx 36 hours, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can you reduce the time between phase two, phase one, and phase two account times?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I think for us, the goal is definitely to make everything as quick as possible.
Yeah.
To go from phase one to phase two instantly and everything like that. So we're definitely looking into, how to improve this going forward. But like for now, that just is what it is.
Yeah,
So
like MFF delivered instantly, like phase one complete, and they delivered instant phase two. So if you can do this, it will be very helpful for everyone.
yeah, I mean, I'll say this: where are you calling in from?
Okay.
Where do you live?
And what?
Where are you from? Where do you live at?
I am from India.
So to you, what I know you're asking about the smaller account sizes, the quicker, payout time from 1 to 2. Have you purchased an account with us before? And like what's kind of been your experience?
Yeah, so for with her TFT, it's a very great experience, and I'm very grateful and thankful for you guys because TFT is very, very smooth and all good. But I don't even got any kind of payout because I don't have funded account right now. But yeah, you're doing great work. Just improve some things like instant phase one to phase two account and details, and I hope you guys.
So one of the things that we're trying to bring soon is the free trials. Is that something that you would use, and how do you think that would be beneficial?
I think yeah, it's beneficial for us. Free trials. I think it's game changer for you and we as well. But I think 5K 10K accounts are more helpful for all the other peoples in India, because free trials peoples are not that much interested and that much not serious for trials, because in free trials they do gambling and they don't follow rules and other things. But if yes, they have a 5K or 10K challenge accounts, then he will stick to their rules, and they don't do gambling, and they stick to their rules. So I think 5K 10K accounts will be more beneficial for you and us as well, rather than free trials.
Yep. Well, yeah, I mean, I appreciate you coming on, asking some questions. Do you have any other questions?
No, that's all, and thank you so much. I hope you introduce 5K and 10K accounts instead of free trials. It will more helpful for us and you as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for hopping on. Really appreciate you, taking the time to ask questions and obviously hear your concerns. We'll do the best that we can. But like I said, no 5K, no 10K, but definitely hear the need. But any other suggestions, feel free to post in the suggestions chat. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna bring on a few other people
Yeah.
here. How do you pronounce your name? Shiv Paul? Is that
And
correct?
one more thing, I said that in India, beginners don't afford 25K, 50K, 100K accounts in initial time. That's why I am asking for 5K and 10K, because the beginners in India are more comfortable with 5K and 10K accounts like MFF. So if you introduce 5K, 10K accounts in India, it will helpful for everything. Otherwise, no issue. You stick to 25K accounts as well, and no issue. And you are doing great work. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, thanks for hopping on. Definitely hear again the concerns, and we know that you guys can get them elsewhere right now. So keep, if that's what you guys need, keep doing it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So moving on to Gene, did you figure out the audio?
Yeah.
We got Gene in here. I'm also gonna we got Dan in here as well. What's going on, Dan?
Yo, man, how are we?
How's everything?
Yeah, not bad. Yourself?
Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. We got a bunch of people raising their hands here. We're gonna bring on another few people. I'm thinking what we're gonna do. We got a bunch of people in the general chat that are asking questions in there. They want some questions answered by you guys. I'm also gonna bring on. We've got this person, USD God. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm fine. And you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Where are you calling in from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Nigeria.
Nice. You're currently trading with us?
Yeah, I've not been funded yet.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so what I want to do is we got Dan on here, Gene's on here as well. He's funded, they're both funded. I want to if you have any questions for them, feel free to go ahead. I know that you're currently not funded right now, USD the God, but if you have any questions for them, feel free to ask.
Yo, what's up?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question for Dan. Hello, Dan. Can you hear me?
I can, yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. What's your experience like being funded?
Big question.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's been ups and downs, the same way as when I wasn't funded. It's probably like I said, it may seem daunting, but the hardest bit is actually keeping hold of the accounts themselves. Because the hardest thing is to try and keep hold of them over a long period of time. And I've had accounts, lost accounts, got them back again also. But it's the thing is for me, like when you're funded, I actually reduce the risk that I take on trades. Because of that, it really does help psychologically as well, knowing that I'm sort of exposing less risk in the market, and that I'm kind of a lot more patient when you're funded because there's more to risk as such. But again, I would just, when you are funded, just remember that it is actually a possibility to get real life money from this now, and it can change your life. So, you know, you need to kind of really assess what risk that you really do want to take with each trade. Like, I'd probably reduce the amount of trades I take by 50%. I mean, I don't trade every day. You know, I've kind of have another business that keeps me sort of occupied and out of the charts sometimes, because it is a good thing, because I think otherwise I would be looking at the charts day in, day out. And I think that's kind of helped me as well. So, I mean, I always say, like, obviously a lot of people, the goal is to be a full-time trader and stuff, but a lot of people who are, or they always have, you know, that's, for trading is just a means for me to explore other avenues. But it's definitely worth having sort of something else on the side going on, because, you know, say you had one trading account as well, and that went, and that was your only cause of income, what are you going to do? You know, it's going to create so much stress as well. So yeah, I mean, I would just say, you know, just be patient and just take the best trades that you can. You know, if you don't take no trades, doesn't matter. There's plenty more to come. So yeah, that's sort of my sort of theory on things.
Oh, are you a swing trader or a day trader?
Just a swing trader, really, because of how that just fits. I tried day trading, I tried scalping. It didn't really work for me. It doesn't really work for my sort of lifestyle. So I could always try to, instead of sort of forcing myself to be like in and out in a day and scalping and stuff, I just kind of implement the trading that works for me and my life. And then again, that's another psychological factor, that it makes it a little less stressful, and it keeps the anxiety at bay.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, actually. I have a question for you, Angelo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you know, I saw some NFTs of TFT. In the future, will TFT expand into Web3, something of that, like the metaverse space?
Yeah. So we're currently working on that project right now. It's not as much of a priority, but what we're doing right now is we're building a roadmap. And we're trying to get feedback from you guys at some point, but just haven't had time to talk about it. So pretty much milestone 1 of the roadmap, which we've pretty much already done, is minting a certain amount. So we had a mint, like an initial mint, where some people bought the NFT. They get access to this exclusive channel in Discord and get the premium support and some of the other benefits, 90% payouts, stuff like that. On the next mint that we're doing, we're currently working on a bunch of new designs and stuff, and we're just thinking about what do people want, you know, throwing around whether we give away free merch, discounts, you know, airdrops, whatever, different things. And then we're looking to come out with a trading league. So it's something that we kind of talked about a little bit, but basically NFT holders would get split into teams. There'd be like cash rewards up to $50,000 for the trading league tournament. So that's, again, something we're kind of just working on behind the scenes. And then in about 9 months or so, maybe less, we're working on a metaverse space for TFT. So basically anyone that holds the NFTs can get access to the metaverse space. And then there is where we'll hold kind of like conversations like this. Like, it'll be integrated with our Discord. And so people can go in there, you know, whether you use VR or just go in there like with your avatar. And then it'll be all custom. There'll be like private rooms. We'll try to host maybe more educational stuff in there as well, webinars. So yeah, we're in the process of kind of figuring out how does it look like, you know, for TFT to be inside of Web3, because obviously we have a large Discord, and there's ways that we can actually create utility with the NFTs, which is interesting. So yeah, I'd say the whole project is just kind of it's a work in progress for now.
That's cool, actually. It shows improvement. I actually liked you talked about free trial. I actually liked the idea that as well. You know, I mean, it will help a lot of traders actually understand the rules of TFT and to see, okay, if they are capable of, you know, taking the challenge. So I actually like that as well. I like how fast the community is growing. and I commend you guys for that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
one thing I will say and I don't really do this often because, I try to keep every business to be separate. But with Forex League, which is the other business that I'm a part of with education, if you purchase the membership, we let you do a 10K challenge every single month for free. So everyone that's inside of the lifetime for Forex League gets to do a 10K challenge for free every month. So I don't know like if people know about that or whatever, but that's currently going on inside of there. But with TFT, we don't offer 10K challenges publicly because like I said, it's just too much for now for us to support. Maybe in the future when things are more automated. That's why we just got rid of the Discord, the support, because there was just too much, like people were going to the website for the chat and then going to support for the chat, and then there was just too much like bullshit going on between the two. So we just kind of doing one of them. So yeah, I think the free trials will be big. The 10K ones, if you want those, go over there, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I'm from actually Forex League, guys.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I said that I'm a member from Forex League.
Oh yeah, so I remember chatting with you a bunch. So yeah, what's going on?
Yo, man, what's going on? Yeah, fine.
How's everything?
Always on the webinars with Nick, and yeah, it's going well.
Yeah, I remember at one point, you were struggling quite a bit, but now it seems like you're making a lot of progress.
Yeah, when I started, it was really hard. No confidence. Like I didn't know what I was doing, but no, I just I'm way better. I never quit, and never forget, guys. Quitter never win, and winner never quit. And it's
That's
true.
true.
And I never quit. All the funded traders never quit, guys. And yeah, you just need to go on, right?
Yeah,
that's
and for me, and getting back to even like Dan, like you recently, you lost the account, and it just speaks to this idea that some people think once you get funded, like there's a point at which you figure it all out, and then you're good, like forever, right? And that's just not the case. Like everyone's human being, like everyone trying these challenges, trying to trade is just another human being, and there's going to be things that go wrong in your strategy, like there's going to be setbacks and everything like that, and you just got to stay confident. Like having that confidence, like I know with you, Ghost, like you when you were messaging me a while ago, confidence was a real issue, and you took the time to back test and to kind of work through to the point where you understand, like, the market is what it is, and you got to stay there and be like a fucking rock and not let the market push you around. And you got to have your ideas and whatever your edge is, and you got to trade it. And that's pretty much it. You can't get discouraged.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Yeah, when I started, I wasn't confident overall, but no, for example, yesterday, before yesterday, I had like 4 losses in a row, and I know that a lot of traders would have been disturbed because of the losses, but I wasn't disturbed. I'm not disturbed of the loss. Like I just keep going, and yeah, for example, yesterday I had a crazy trade on OGST, crazy short, and it was like what? 12 hour 11 hour, something like this. So yeah, that's why I'm confident, because I just believe in the math. That's just a math game, guys. Statistic, and yeah.
I
Just
100% agree. It's when you start to look at risk management as a math equation, it really does start to make sense. Like you could lose, depending with the strategy and what your target RR is, you could lose 7 trades in a row and still be profitable. And so I think the people that don't understand what their risk management strategy is and obviously their overall strategy, they might have a few losses in a row, and then it's like, holy shit, I need to go buy a new course. I need to stop trading. I need to quit. I need to switch my strategy. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of
yeah.
novice stuff.
So
yeah.
guys, I see that a lot of people are asking about my strategy. Well, how did you find your strategy? Well, my strategy, well, actually, I found by myself. I did some research, and it's pure price action, guys. So yeah, I just backtested a lot, and yeah, I just went on backtest to understand the market, and that's all. That's yeah, just pure backtesting, education, and all the stuff, and
Yeah,
yeah,
I know you did a lot of back testing.
yeah, exactly. Like what I started in 2021, and since then, I never quit. I was always obsessed with trading, and yeah, that's the key to success.
Yeah, that's why we don't push Forex League like our course and stuff a lot, mainly because we're focused on TFT and other businesses and stuff, and it's not for us we really did create Forex League because Nick and myself knew by taking other people's courses that they weren't giving you everything you needed in the form of like you really just need to learn the basics of TA. Fundamentals is a whole other game that I'll be honest, we don't teach like crazy in depth, but it's like a whole other very important part of trading. But at the same time, you need to learn the basics of TA, the basics of fundamentals, obviously, what the main events are. And then it gets to the point where, all right, I could show you this strategy in this video, but it's not the golden ticket. Like you need to backtest. That's ultimately what it comes down to. You take the tools, TA, fundamentals, you then create your plan, create your trading plan, create your risk management plan, and then you go to backtesting. A lot of people are upset that they got to upgrade TradingView to use the replay tool. Like if you want to make thousands of dollars, you got to pay $20 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like just get rid of Netflix and then get TradingView, start to backtest, collect data in Excel as much as it sucks and kills your ego. You collect the data, you see how the strategy performs, and then you can go to an actual live account. Go to a live account, go to a funded account. If you really want to go to demo accounts, but depending on the strategy, they're not, going to really give you much. But yeah, so it's like a 3-step process. You learn the basics, you create your plan, you backtest, and then you can go live, right? That's the final step. So with us, that's really all we talk about. And we get a lot of people that come through Forex League and they're like, oh, you're not doing enough for us in the form of like the course and this and update this and that. And I'm just like, the shit is there. Like you need to spend 20 hours watching the videos, and then you got to do this shit on your own. And then we host the webinars and stuff, obviously, to keep up, with how you're doing. Psychology is a big thing, and those help with the psychology. But it's like a lot of it's just you. You got to put in the work. That's really all it comes down to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way to go, guys. There's no other ways. The road to success is hard, and yeah, that's it, guys. You really need to just work on yourself. Read books, understand psychology of the market, psychology of the mind, and yeah, that's it. And then backtest and all this stuff. There is no other way actually, and I think that Forex League is really good because Forex League give people free funding challenge, and I think there is a lot of value. Like the price of the Forex League membership is not the true price because there is much more value from the free funding actually. So yeah, that's also what I think about Forex League, a really good community, and yeah, it's really good to talk on a webinar with other traders, and yeah, I really appreciate Forex League too, guys. Really
Yeah.
good community.
For us, like, we the whole reason like everyone's like TFT has a great community and all this is because the thing that I fundamentally realize is that trading is a lonely game, and everyone's just scattered all over the world trying to trade the markets from their phone, from their computer. And for me, the most valuable thing was, how do I leverage my skills and my desire and curiosity to meet new people and bring new people together? Because what we've been able to do with the funded trader is really, I mean, guys, at one point I was like I was in a Discord, I was in a Telegram group. I was just trying to meet people, network when I first got started online. And then that's how I met Blake, and that's how I met Nick. Carlos I knew from college. But it's like I networked with people through these Discords, through these communities, and then I put in a lot of work on my own, much like Ghost did, and I put in a lot of work myself, and that's ultimately how I positioned myself to have the skills required to trade, funded accounts, to pass account. Like at one point we were pass accounts for people, but then like starting TFT and starting other stuff. So I think that there's a hard takeaway with what he said is just success is ultimately hard. It's the hardest thing. Like, and it takes sacrificing everything in order to do it. So the people that come in here and they DM me and they're like, give me a free challenge, give me this, give me that. I'm just like, you're really not gonna make it. Like with this attitude of wanting handouts and all this stuff, like I don't even answer for the most part. Like, it's just, there's a lot more involved, guys, than just getting a challenge for free, thinking that you're gonna then pass and make thousands of dollars. Like there's a lot more involved. Like Dan, like going back to Dan, like for someone who's gotten paid and has obviously hit a milestone and stuff, like what would you say to like people who are still trying to get challenges for free and like just take shortcuts, basically?
Yeah, the thing is this in this game, is you will you will get found out. There's no easy way. You might make a bit of money, get lucky, but there won't be no longevity there. I mean, you do need to invest. Like I obviously started what probably a lot of people did. You try the signals, you want the easy route, the easy money, but it's just not. It's just not the reality. You have to invest in education. You have to put the hard work in. I remember times, I still do it now sometimes, been up in the early hours just researching, just looking through data, previous price, things like that, just to find any repetition of patterns or anything that I can add to my arsenal just to make myself a better trader in the long run. But you can't. Unfortunately, you can't live off handouts in this game. You've got to put the work in yourself.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get into some stats here. So a lot of people ask stats about profitable traders. What was the payout size you had gotten was above 5 figures? So we're gonna run through some stats here. For the month of September, these stats are all related to people who got paid out more than $10,000 in the month of September. So we're gonna run through some stats for trading styles, like how many of them were scalpers, how many of them were intraday traders, how many of them were swing traders. So out of the people that got paid out over 10K, 20% were scalpers, 71% were intraday, meaning they held under 8 hours, and then 9% were swing traders. So as you could see, a lot of people are making money by doing more short-term holds. Dan, with your strategy, are you more of a swing trader than an intraday?
Predominantly, yeah, but it's a tricky one really, because it all depends like what is going on within the month, how price is. If it's going the way I want to, sometimes I will cut trades shorter than I would like to, purely just to preserve capital. I do, like I said earlier, I try to swing more often than not, because of just it suits my lifestyle, to be honest. So yeah, that's sort of. I try and go for. Again, you were speaking earlier about having the losses and stuff like that. With me, again, I don't really kind of worry too much, because I am targeting like 1 to 8, 9, 10 plus. So, and that's why I can even. I don't really ever rarely risk 1%, simply because if you lose, say you took 1% trades in a day, that's your account gone if you lose. Do you know what I mean? So so I risk anything from 0.25 to maybe 0.5%, and I mean I wouldn't be taking that amount of trades anyway. But it's the fact that because I'm only risking that percentage, but targeting a higher R&R, you can afford to be wrong more times than right. You can only have, like, I think one month I had a winning percentage of just under 50%, and I was still profitable. So it is really, like you say, in the map.
Yeah, from your perspective, Ghost, when it comes to risk management, what helped you to get over the fear of losing many trades in a row?
Well, first thing I think it was to review my trading journal and just to see that yeah, it's fine. Multiple time I had like a lot of lose in a row, and then I always come back a big win, like 6 hour, 7 hour, 10 hour, 10 hour, and also I'm really mechanical in my risk approach. Like I always put stop loss based on structure, and I know that I always need to do this. And yeah, by just being mechanical in my approach, I think it really helped me to not have fear of losses. And I know that losses are just part of the game. Like you can't do a shit about it. You can just review your loser and yeah, just go forward and execute your strategy, because in the end it's just a statistic game, I think. And yeah, I just risk like 1%, sometimes 0.5%, and yeah, that's all. And I think that good traders don't focus on the win, but mostly focus on risk, in my perspective at least.
Yeah, so getting back into some stats, guys, the idea that once you again make it and figure it out, you're always going to be profitable, you're not going to have, setbacks, everything like that is just simply not true. Looking at, I would think everyone here would consider that one of the people in September that got paid out, and we had over 100 people that got paid out over $10,000. You would agree that all of them are, pretty successful traders. I would doubt that luck plays a factor in all of them. I would assume that a lot of them are successful traders. So basically, let's look again at some stats. First, the sessions that these people trade in, 50% are traded in New York, and then 24 and 26 are trading Asian and London. And then this is kind of an interesting one. So let's look at this 1 second. So the percentage of traders that take a trade every week. So for the first week, only 27% of the 100 people took an actual trade. The second week, only 49%. Next week, 54%, 46%, 33%. So as you're seeing, not every one of these people are actually taking a trade literally every single week. So these people are like super patient as they're looking for positions. And as Dan has mentioned before, he's very patient when he's looking for positions as well. And so the stats just show literally less than 50% of people that are getting these large payouts are taking a trade every single week of the month. And then another stat that I want to look at is the days between their last trade and the date they got paid out. So, basically how many of them were actively trading all the way up until the payout date versus, they hit some big trades and they just waited a long time. So 60% of people continued to trade all the way until their payout date, meaning they took a trade within 1 to 3 days of the date they got paid out. And then 25% took a trade within 5 to 10 days. And the rest of people didn't take a trade for over 10 days until requesting their payout. So what I'm trying to get at is people are definitely actively trading. The stats are showing that, 60% of people are continuing to trade. And what that tells me is that the most successful people they're not denying themselves the opportunity to take a good position when it does present itself in the market, right? So that position might not be available for the first 25 days that they're trading, and then on the 26th day the setup is there and they're pulling the trigger, right? And they're not getting scared because their payout date is coming, whatever, right? So it's like really the psychological aspect of what a winning trader. So those are some stats for you guys. I have a few more. Let's see. Yeah, a few more stats, but nothing crazy. So let's go back into some questions. I'm gonna go through the chat. Anybody that does have a question, let's actually see as well. So we got one more person that wants to come on and speak. So we're gonna invite them. Go ahead.
Crazy, sorry. Sorry for jumping in there, Angelo. The stats about people continuing to trade, I can kind of understand it, and I kind of can't, because it's just like, if say you're approaching your payout date and you're still trading, you took a loss. Now for me, that would immediately, there'd be a sort of a little bit of a seed of doubt. You start hitting 1 or 2 losses and you're thinking, okay, and then panic starts setting in, and then before you know it, you could go into a real downward hill spiral, and then before you know it, you've got no profit. I just think you've got a decent amount of money there, just wait. But I think with my pal, I think I waited, I think it was well over 20 days. No, I think it was 17 or 18 days, I think.
Yeah, so you're of the group that actually took some trades, had some wins, and then waited it out and just got the payout.
Yeah, because of the goal that I had set, the money that was required that I wanted to get was secured, and for me that was like, right, that was the job done for them. So I just did not want to risk that at all, because the what that had given us, compared to if I'd have continued to trade and then we'd lost a little bit and then I lost a bit more, I couldn't like go to my partner and say, sorry, I couldn't do it this month when I did have it. You know what I mean? It'd be kind of silly of me.
Yeah, so obviously interesting perspective, and it makes sense. It's common sense. If you hit your target, don't trade. But as you could see, most of the people are continuing to trade. Even if they have this large payout, they're continuing to take positions and push it, which to an extent might make sense. Again, like I said, they're sticking to their strategy, but it's interesting to hear your perspective where it's like, do these people actually set a goal, and maybe their goal is just higher than 5 figures. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it can quite easily be taken away as soon as you got it. So it's I just if you need to set goals. I feel in just like you do in life general. You need to have your own goals within trading, and it's kind of funny that some people that might be the right thing, some people might be the wrong thing. Might add a bit of pressure. Oh, I've got to get in a certain amount, but I know some things work for others. Some it's it's certainly interesting stat though.
So somebody asked a question in the chat. They said, you need to backtest your strategy as much as you can to build your confidence. No books can build your confidence. Practical things build confidence. I personally actually agree with this statement to an extent. I think
Yeah.
that people you physically need to do the work, right? You need to physically gain the experience in the sense of whether it's trading, like I know it's not very physical, you're on the charts, but you get what I'm saying. You need to physically trade, be on the charts, back testing. That's how you're going to build your experience. And ultimately, experience is what actually builds confidence, guys, right? Like, no confidence is built from reading a book or this like motivational speech before you start to trade, right? Like, that's false confidence. That's fleeting of you, right? Like, the real confidence comes from experience. And that's why in the last AMA, when Dan joined, I asked him, I said, do you feel any different now that you got this large payout? Because you certainly had this life moment where you had gained more experience. And now it's like, when you're in those kind of tough situations, maybe you're in drawdown, whatever, like, do you ultimately feel more confident now? And I know you answered it last time, but like, maybe again, reiterate, like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel differently now that you have gotten the payout?
I can't remember what I said last time. Sorry, I don't know if someone's jumping in there. No.
Hello.
Yeah.
I would like to say something. The back test.
What's up, Jimmy?
I have a for everyone. You should have a track record of every trade because some strategy are this indicator and the future, and sometimes some strategy are just not backtest. We can't backtest the strategy, and having a good track record with like an Excel or something like that would be a good idea for everyone. And of course, with a bigger account, it's pretty different than just with our phone.
Yeah, I want to actually introduce. So, Janir, welcome to the call. So you were right on the brink of getting a 5-figure payout. Maybe talk a bit about your experience with TFT and overall, like as a trader, kind of some background on you.
I account with TFT because the support they paid every time I asked, so no problem with that. There is a little slippage, so it's pretty good for trading like all the major like Euro USD or something like that because it's what I trade personally the most. I'm 20 years old. I have a strategy based on macroeconomics and daily trade. That's all. I don't know what to say and add that.
Yeah. So you're trading with like fundamentals and looking at macroeconomics, which the more and more I learn about TFT and just about trading in general, the more I realize that the true thing to look at really is macroeconomics, in combination with TA to an extent. For anyone that wants to learn, more about macroeconomics, like what do you recommend? Where do you recommend they learn from? Do you have any suggestions for them?
Concerning the macroeconomic situation, to learn more about that, I will say that you should just watch and what's happened in the world, like political, monetary. I don't know how to say. I'm French, so my English it's so bad, I think. But
No, you're doing good.
you just all the market react. Like macroeconomics is more important in forex trading than in stocks trading because I don't know. I think there is a bigger importance of Euro USD. Typically, we a big trend, a downtrend due to the bad policy economics from Europe, and of course a better policy, monetary policy from the Fed. So I think you should just watch, and it's very easy to understand. I don't know how to say because I learned macroeconomics during 3 meetings, and I don't have really those studies the macro. Just watch, observe, but have a great track record from your strategy, match technical analysis, the different mixing. You took your trade with good ratio. At the end, the probability. You can trade with like a 1-to-1 ratio, but if you're always in the trend, you understand the feeling of the markets. You can do some big things. I'm day trader, so I took trade morning, some at the morning, and kept at the open. I'm from Europe, so something like that. I don't know what to say. Don't have really tips to learn economics. Just observe, understand the feeling. That's all.
So for anyone that doesn't know what monetary policy is, I'm just going to read a quick definition so people can understand it a bit more. So it's basically the policy adopted by the authority of a nation to control either the interest rate payable for short-term borrowing or the money supply. It's often an attempt to reduce inflation or the interest rate to ensure price stability and general trust of the value and stability of the nation's currency. Obviously, with COVID and a lot of things going on, inflation has been high in a lot of places, and monetary and fiscal policy has been shifting and changing ever slightly, over the course of the months and months. Now, when it comes to this payout that you got recently, could you potentially target or mention the exact policy or event or news that, or not news, but just a change that you essentially believed in that you used as a catalyst, for those trades? Like, was it many trades or just a few?
I don't really understand everything. You asked me about my last trade or an example?
Yeah, so basically the last trade you took that you made, your payout on, what was the catalyst? What macro events?
The last trade I took, it was yesterday. I trade a short on Euro USD and a short on Nasdaq in 2 funded accounts. So typically, market. I was looking for the how we say doc. So market forecast did a good about Europe macro situation. So for the euro, the release, the markets goes down instantly, like you see. And I just have to. And Apple was released his earning at the night, so I was feeling a pretty more downside to have, and so I just have to manage my trade during all the day. And before the close, because of the market, I just closed my trade, and that's all. It was macro situation and technical analysis with good risk management.
So we had
Yeah.
Go ahead, USD God.
I wanted to ask him a question. How do you manage your psychology when trading?
I'll let you, Ganir, maybe give an answer to it.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Can you repeat the question?
The question is, when you're in these trades, from a psychological perspective, what makes you confident to stay in these trades?
Don't really know. Just I know what I do, and I have a pretty good. So I trade since now 3 years. So earn or lose money doesn't me personally, because that's not what I really need for living. Because I'm currently student. I'm 20 years old, so I don't have really big things to purchase. And I maybe for me it's like and the money doesn't have to affect you. Just result oriented. So I just do what I have to do, like a robot. It's a thing, and I yes, we can say that. No emotion, not really, because but sometimes it's a little bit there is some frustration, because I earn like yesterday a big amount of money, but I don't feel happy to earn this. And if I take my stop loss, I'm ready for it, and it doesn't affect me too. So I don't know. I don't have particular psychology, just the experience, and it doesn't make a thing to. It doesn't have to affect you. Volatility is always on the market, and if you follow your emotion, it will be just a will be trapped from the market will catch you literally. Just act and trade plan the trade, train the plan. That's all everything.
So we're gonna end off the AMA soon because I gotta hop into another meeting. What is like your largest goal with trading? You know, you've been funded, you've basically gotten a 5-figure payout, but like what's kind of the next goal? Because it seems like you've checked off some goals already.
Okay, for me personally, I have different goals from the future. Like I said, I'm pretty young, so I would like to continue to trade because it's my business now, and obviously I have to learn a little bit more. I have to continue. There is no end, and I will continue and be with the money of trading like something like that, stocks for investment to create from the future and continue trading with you guys with T, because it's a great opportunity to get funded like an extremely good amount of money, and it's a big opportunity, I think. And since I trade from the funded trader, I don't have to really trade my own capital because ridiculous compared to the funded trader what we can do with you. So just continue and create wealth with buying some stocks, like major stocks like Pepsi or Coca-Cola or something like that, and just continue.
Yeah, like guys, I look at it like this. Give you guys a little insight on the way that I think about things. So let's say, you know, you go ahead and you got your payout. Let's say hypothetically it was $10,000, right? And you want to continue to create opportunity for yourself moving forward in the form of taking advantage of TFT challenges, you know, other challenges, so on and so on. I won't name like what it is, but say you find a fund, like I'm in some fund right now, it's a crypto thing, and there's no actual entry fee into the fund, like normal funds. You can deposit 1,000, 2,000, whatever, but they pay out, it's about 3% a month they pay out on USD coin, right? So say that you deposit 10K into the fund, like you got your 10K payout, you get 3% a month, you know, passively from that. And I'm not naming it because I'm not trying to hype it or anything. You're making 300 a month, right? Because you deposit your 10K. You could put that 300 a month, buy a challenge every single month now. So you can buy a challenge, whatever, 50K, whatever, maybe save it after 2 months, get 100K. Like the ability to unlock what I'm trying to get at, some level of financial freedom from leveraging prop firms is very real. I've talked to a few different people who've gotten paid out over 100,000 that are now investing into other things, and you know they're starting to be more business minded and more entrepreneurial than working a 9 to 5, you know, which is terrible. So yeah, I think the opportunity, like you said, is definitely there. I appreciate you hopping on. Definitely good to hear your story, and obviously congrats to you on the payout. And that's pretty much it for the AMA, guys. So we basically have one last thing to do. We're gonna pick the winner of the giveaway. So pretty much what we're gonna do is I want to have people do something a bit different. So we've got 79 people on the call right now. I want everybody to post in the general chat. Post a number. Post a number. We got 80 people in here. So post a number 1 through 80. You can't post the same number as someone else. So post the number 1 through 80 in the general chat. Again, you can't post the same number as someone else, so you have to have a unique number. I'm going to go ahead. After this, we're going to do a spin of the wheel. We're going to put 1 through 80 on the wheel. Whoever wins, wins. Because a lot of people complain, how do we pick the giveaways? How do we pick the winners? Whatever. So we're going to pick, you know, with the wheel, 1 through 80. I'm going to show you guys after this. Again, if you and someone else have the same number, you are disqualified from this. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it. Again, Ganir, Dan, Ghost, everyone, thank you for hopping on, USD God, for asking questions. We'll next AMA soon. And yeah, thanks again to you guys.
No worries, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks
Great
a lot.
save.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
And we'll get you guys.
Thanks,
We'll send you
guys.
some gear. We'll send you two Ghost and USD God. Just text me. I'll send you guys some stuff too.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
I got you. All right. Well, everybody enjoy the weekend. Happy Halloween to people who celebrate that stuff. And, we'll be back next time on the next AMA. So peace out, everybody.
Yeah.